All right, so this is what I learned being a black conservative nowadays. This is what I learned after the Trayvon Martin case. I learned that I'm allowed to think for myself only when I agree with what the rest of the conservative movement obviously believes. For years, I've stuck up for limited government, choice in education, gun rights, against Obamacare, um, pro-life, trying, you name the cause, I'm there with you. I favor a fair tax. Um, but the one time, the one time that I visibly and vocally disagreed with what the majority of conservatives believe in a situation, I became a rhino, became Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all in a week. And I want people to understand something. For years, I've watched people call President Obama all kinds of names instead of just President Obama. You name the name, I've seen it. In particular on Facebook, I got a lot of Facebook friends that say things that, again, no matter how you feel about the president and his administration, I wouldn't use that kind of language to describe the president. Now, people come on my page and call him all kind of names, talked about his wife, his kids, and for the most part, I've said, hey, people have their freedom of speech. I didn't call people just racist and all. I didn't get into all that. I said, you know what? You have a right to free speech. You have a right to show either your intelligence or your ignorance and whatever you say. Like I said, again, I can't think of an issue. When Newtown happened, I was one of the first people to say, hey, they're going to use this as an excuse for gun rights. I was called an idiot by my friends on the left, a gun nut. But all my friends on the conservative right, they were cheering me on. Like, that's right, Wayne. You tell them, show them, this is not going to be happen under the Obama watch. When that congresswoman got shot, again, I said, watch for the gun, watch for these gun control liberals jumping out of the woodwork trying to make gun control tougher. I was called a nut by some people. I take that because, again, I'm passionate about being able to protect yourself. But this situation, I didn't feel that was the case, and I spoke on it in that way. And from what I've seen, I was called, like I said, Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, a divider. I'm the divider now. On my page alone, I'm friends with everyone from black nationalists, what I can see, to the most conservative Tea Party members in rural America. You're bound to have some division in the way people are thinking, and I get that. But what I really learned, and like I said, it disappoints me a lot, is to say that, a lot of people call themselves their supporters, my friends or whatnot. But the minute I disagreed with this issue, I've been, called every name in the book. I'm a liberal now, so, I appreciate people putting things in perspective for me, putting me in my place. I'm not conservative enough because for one instance, did not agree with the movement, and I see there's a price to pay. And you know what? If that's the price to pay, that's fine. I got to look myself in the mirror every morning, and I don't answer to you guys on that. And I think again, it's a shame that I left the Democrat Party because I didn't believe that. I didn't think like everyone there, and I figured, hey, there must be something better for me, something different. But I see that whether it be the most extreme of liberals or the most extreme of conservatives, if we're not all moving on one accord, then that person is cast aside as someone that's not loyal. I've had people say, "Oh, you're not a Republican." Well, I guess that shows in perspective what you think. That only Republicans thought that Zimmerman was innocent, and Democrats thought he was guilty. Guilty. What does that tell you? That's also kind of, they said you're making a division thing. Well, I can't help it that all the white people almost pretty much think that Zimmerman was on my page anyway. Again, the people that have made it vocally, the white people on my page feel that Zimmerman was not guilty, and the African Americans and anyone else feels that he was guilty. Uh, it's just a shame. It's more embarrassing than anything else because I've defended a lot of causes and never, had this kind of issue. But the idea is that because I don't think that Zimmerman was telling the truth, which he lied multiple times, that somehow I'm a rhino or Reverend Al Sharpton's descendant of Reverend Al now. So learned a lot. The conservative movement, probably did more damage to itself over this during this because President Obama got involved, and people literally took it to heart when he said that if this was my son, he looked like Trayvon Martin. That you guys took that to heart and started sending Zimmerman money. Like I said, it's just more disappointing than anything that in the comments that I made, it was based off reading what other people were saying. I just could not believe the outpouring of support for George Zimmerman. Um, you know, like I said, that's the part that bothers me. I guess people took it personal when President Obama and Holder got involved. So conservatives took that as a reason to get involved. And on my page, people said they donated to his defense, his protection, and I think that's great. Hey, that's what you want to do with your money. But again, there's a lot of other conservative causes you probably could have helped besides helping George Zimmerman get off on his murder trial. So again, money well spent. But again, I'm glad you guys put me in a perspective. And it's not everybody, so I'm not putting this on everybody. But I've read all the comments on my page about me not being a Republican, me not being I'm a rhino. Well, I came from the Jack Kemp school of Republicans, where he actually tried to reach out and was concerned about what was going on in urban areas, and it actually meant something to him. So that would be my advice for a lot of you conservatives out here: is maybe you need to get to know Jack Kemp and what he was about, because this is not what it was about. Guys was cheering last night like Zimmerman won the Super Bowl or something, and that's disgusting. Bottom line, a 17-year-old unarmed kid was killed, and for people to be celebrating like that, again, black conservatives, some of us learned a lot during this situation, and like I said, that's why I said I'm gonna pray for this country, regardless. Uh, that's what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and cry, say it was unfair. The legal system worked its way out, and that's what happened. Uh, you know, that's the way it works in America. So just it is what it is. I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna sit here and harp about it, but I learned a lot about disagreeing with the conservative train of thought on one issue. And it's not much different from the Democrat Party when you disagree with them on something. So thanks for at least showing me that much. Peace.